You've been told to push harder on YouTube, grind out content and stay disciplined and just be consistent. But what if that's exactly why you're not growing? Studies on elite athletes show that when they try harder, their performance actually gets worse. The best results come when it feels effortless. Once I learned this, I went from barely posting to uploading every week for 6 months straight. So in this video, I'll show you the exact mindset and system that makes content creation feel effortless. Now to start, you need to understand why trying harder on YouTube is actually stunting your growth. About 5 years ago, I made an agreement with my business partner, Josh. We agreed one YouTube video a week, no excuses. The thing is, I had no system in place that made creating videos enjoyable. I was stressed out every week because I'd always wait to the last possible minute, then I'd quickly script something, record it in one day, and rush it out just to try and hit the deadline. It became a game of just ticking the boxes rather than actually trying to make great YouTube videos. I was forcing it, I hated the process, and I eventually just burnt out and quit the channel. But then something happened that completely changed my perspective. So let me give you the quick backstory. So I grew up with a friend called Tom. We were both obsessed with the outdoors, like camping, building fires, playing with bows and arrows, all that type of stuff. Tom never lost his passion for it. So a few years ago, he started the YouTube channel making videos on wilderness survival in Scotland. And over the years, he's built that channel to over 300,000 subscribers. He now makes a very good living from YouTube, doing exactly what he loves doing. And when I asked Tom what the secret to his success was, his answer surprised me. He said he just loves doing it. Tom wasn't grinding, he wasn't forcing himself to make videos, he was just naturally talking about what he already found fascinating. And that's when I realized consistency doesn't come from discipline alone. It comes from actually enjoying the process. So here's how the system actually works. Instead of forcing yourself to make content, you design a process that works with your natural energy, not against it. And most people completely mess this up because they think that consistency comes from just pushing through and grinding out content no matter what. But in the long run, that's actually what's going to kill your consistency. And there's real psychology behind this. A researcher named Mihai Csikszentmihalyi spent decades studying flow state. He found that when people are in flow, they're up to 5 times more productive. And it doesn't happen from trying harder. Flow happens when challenge meets skill at the right level and when you're doing something that you're genuinely interested in. So the secret isn't more discipline, it's designing a creative process that naturally pulls you into flow. So how do you do that? Step 1, weave your interests into your content. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that this channel is all about helping you build a YouTube channel that grows your business. So your videos should all be related to the thing that you're selling so that you attract the right people. Your videos should solve an actual problem and help people. So we're not just making videos about random things that we find interesting. Every video needs to help the right person. Now, here's what most people get wrong. They think, my business is about accounting, so I can only talk about accounting and that's boring. I don't want to make videos. But look at this channel. Every video is about helping people build a YouTube channel to grow their business. That's it. That's the main topic. But I also weave in psychology, mindset, productivity, things that genuinely interest me but will also help the viewer. So this video right now, I'm talking about YouTube growth, but I'm also weaving in the concept of flow state and neuroscience, so you can weave in your interests into your videos. So list out topics outside of your business that you're genuinely curious about. Maybe it's philosophy, maybe it's sports psychology, maybe it's history. Then for each video, ask yourself, how does this interest relate to the problem I'm solving? For example, if you're a business coach and you're fascinated by military strategy, you could make a video called What Navy SEALs Taught Me About Scaling a Business. When you connect your natural interest to your topic, you hit what psychologists call the optimal challenge zone. So here's what I mean by this. If making videos about your business feels just too hard and you're stressed out all the time, this creates anxiety. On the other hand side, if it feels too easy and you're bored, well, this is just boredom. But when you weave in topics that genuinely fascinate you, you hit this sweet spot where it is challenging enough to keep you engaged, but it's not so difficult that you dread it. This is where you create flow state. And when you're in flow state, everything just becomes much more effortless. Your script writing, your presence on camera, your videos, and viewers can actually get the feeling that you're genuinely interested and passionate about what you're talking about. It just makes everything so much better. Step 2, find the process that works for you. Now, most YouTube advice tells you to script everything word for word, sit down at your desk and record it in one take. And that might work for some people, but it doesn't work for everyone. And when you try to force yourself into somebody else's process, you're working against your natural workflow, which means that you'll never enter flow state. Here's what I discovered about myself. I enjoy writing in the first hour of every morning when I've got a coffee and I'm not being distracted by emails or social media, and I'm just writing ideas and scripting my video for that first hour. Throughout the day, I'll also take lots of mini breaks and I'll go a walk where I don't listen to anything. I just let my mind wander and I'll come up with ideas. Sometimes I'll take voice notes while I'm walking. The point is, I've designed a process that fits how my brain naturally works. Ali Abdul has this great question that he asks himself: what would this look like if I was just having fun? That's a question you need to ask yourself about every part of your content creation process. So here's exactly how to find your process. Experiment with different workflows. Maybe you hate sitting down to write. Try going for a walk and taking voice notes instead. Maybe you don't want to script out a detailed video, just try writing bullet points and speaking from those. Maybe you prefer recording multiple takes and editing them all together, or maybe you like doing one take recordings. The reason this works is because you're working in your natural workflow instead of against it. You enter flow state more easily. Think about that for YouTube. If you could make content creation feel effortless for even just 2 or 3 hours per week, you'd accomplish more from somebody who's grinding 10 hours while hating every minute of it. Time goes quickly, you feel like you're in the zone, and the work doesn't feel like work. There's a great quote from Naval where he says, "Find what feels like play to you but looks like work to others." Step 3, iterate over time. Now, the truth is, even when you find a process you enjoy, it's going to evolve. What worked for me 6 months ago doesn't work for me now. I used to block off a full day to write scripts, but what I discovered is it's actually much more effective for me just to spend 1 or 2 hours a day writing instead. Breaking it into smaller chunks keeps my brain fresh, and I don't get that mental fatigue after writing for 6 hours. So every month, ask yourself, what part of my process feels like a drag? Then experiment with changing just that one thing. The reason this works is because you're treating your content creation like a living system that adapts rather than a rigid routine that you force yourself through. Stephen Kotler, who studied flow state in extreme athletes, found that people in flow state learn skills much faster, in some cases twice as fast. That's why consistent creators who enjoy the process often overtake people who are just trying harder and then burning out. For example, Tom stayed consistent for years because he loved it, and that consistency built him up to over 300,000 subscribers. Just don't expect perfection from day one. Your first videos will be rough, your process will be messy, and that's completely normal. The goal isn't to have this perfect system right away, it's just to have a system that you can actually stick with long enough to improve. So when I made this shift from just forcing out videos to actually enjoying the process, that's when everything changed for me. I went from dreading recording days to actually looking forward to them. And the surprising part is the videos actually got better. When you're in flow state and you're genuinely engaged with what you're talking about, that comes through in the camera. Now, if you want to build a YouTube channel that actually grows your business without burning out after 3 months, I offer a one-on-one strategy session to talk you through it. There's a link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, then don't miss this one. AI is, of course, changing everything, and everybody is scared about being made redundant. But if you grow a YouTube audience now, AI will become your biggest advantage, not the enemy. So make sure you check out this video next, and I'll see you there.